Hey guys, Chris at Tillman Family Farms. So we're continuing the homesteading learning how-to type video. We're kind of in that phase that we are just doing things that we do every day. So yesterday we did a video on the bees and us learning bees and us getting bees installed into a nuke. Today we're going to be back focused on the new sheep that we've got. They need to be moved for the first time. So they have officially been here a week. I spent a lot of time this week paying attention to the ground that they were on, how they affected it, how much of it they took out and how much of it they didn't take out. The one thing that I didn't get to do was to start building a shade structure for them. So I've had to be a little strategic with how I'm going to move them this time. I've got a good idea. I'm going to walk you over here and show you that. And then I've got some pieces and parts of things that are laying around here. This is going to be another homesteading type trick, tip, whatever you want to call it, of how to build things based on what you have and not have to go out and buy something every time. Now, if you want to go out and buy something every time, have at it. It's kind of defeating the purpose of homesteading, spending that extra money to build something when you could use something that you've got is more suitable for a homesteading situation. But I'm going to show you what I've got and show you the different things. I'm going to show you the area that I'm going to move the sheep to, and then we're going to go collect up some of our stark line netting, and we're going to come out here and get it all set up and then work on getting them moved over. So as I was walking around, I came on this. I had a different idea to begin with. I had some landscape timbers up there that I wanted to build a frame out of that could be drug along the ground and used as a base for a shade structure. So what I want to do is I want to take pallets up both sides of this. I want to cut the pallets so I can screw them to the bottom of this and just kind of make a wall on both sides. And then across the top, let me find somewhere to set this coffee down. Then across the top, so you're going to have a wall and a wall, and then across the top I just want to use some boards that are going to go out further, and then I'm going to put metal on it to where it has a big overhang, so they can get inside of it, and then they'll be able to lay in the shade out here. And so this is going to be my base, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to go up there and look at the landscape timbers. I do think this is longer than my landscape timbers. I'm going to wander around over here, show you where I've got pallets from where we've picked up pallets of feed in the past, and also I pick up reclaimed tin a lot. That was how we did the roof on the barn. All sorts of stuff. So we still have a lot of that. Some of it's going to be pretty holey or rusty or something like that, but that's all right. So I forgot about this thing. So this was something that my wife threw together for the goats at one point, and this would be some of that rusty reclaimed tin. We had some goats that were having kids, so, and then we had really bad weather, so we weighted it down. So but this is similar to what I'm talking about. I want to go out and find some pallets that are like enough to where they're all the same height and things like that, and use more reclaimed tin on that skid so it can be pulled around. But you can see all of this stuff is grown up around this. We've had the goats in here before, probably a month ago. They had another, that's a igloo doghouse type thing down there. So what my intention is, so the sheep are sleeping under the pecan tree over there, but their fence is right along there currently. Charger's down there, water's down there. I'm gonna go from that fence out to there, and then up, to out in here somewhere, and then bring it all the way back right up past these chicken tractors. I may even let them get in there and get that. That stuff's 2 foot high. Anyhow, I'm gonna get them in this area, but the reason for that is that I don't have their shade structure built. So I want them to be able to use this, and I want them to be able to use that, so that'll give me another week to get that thing built. I don't know if I'll get it built this weekend or not. So let's go look at this other stuff. So we talked about some of the dirty hidden truths about homesteading a few videos ago. This is one of those truths. So if you're gonna have a homestead and you're gonna have and be able to do things like we do, you need to have a boneyard or a junk pile or something like that, because You need to be able to see the value in things that other people think are trash. Case in point, all of these stacks of pallets right now are useful to me. When I don't have something to build out of them, they're trash and they look terrible. Along with the tires. We were saving tires for a long time because we were building pig feeders out of tires. We build drags for pastures out of tires. So we keep them around. It's just kind of part of it, but these are gonna be the pallets. I'm gonna go through them, see if I can find at least 4 that are the same size, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I got some tin stacked up over here real quick, show you that, and then we'll get to moving some sheep. All right, so this is my stack of tin, and these are the landscape timbers too that I was talking about, going to try to use, but you can see how much shorter they are. I want to say those are 8 foot. That pallet down there is closer to 10 probably. But then all of this tin right here, I'll be able to use some of this stuff. This was what was left over from me roofing the barn. No painting needed. This is literally going to be a shade structure and a little bit of a weather protection if they so were to use it for that. But that's the plan for the sheep. Hopefully I'll have enough time between this weekend and throughout the week and the afternoons to get this built so that we can incorporate it with them and get them moving. We've got about 4 moves in here, and then we have this big area that's starting to grow a bunch of stuff. This whole thing is fenced. We kept farrowing sows in here for a long time, and it's starting to recover. There's a bunch of trees in there that are dead. We've been cleaning up, but the sheep will move in here at some point for a little while too. All right, so we got to pick some electric netting, and you're about to see my electric netting hoard. Woohoo! All right, so I keep all fencing stuff in this trailer, right? This is an older bumper pull horse trailer that my wife used when she was a teenager. So I have reels of electric wire up there, more reels. These are temporary step-in post, T-post, and then our sections of netting. We don't have pigs right now, so that's why there is a massive pile of netting right here. With the sheep being here, we're going to be incorporating a lot more of this stuff. So I'm just going to go through here, pick me out 2 pieces, and I'm going to get to work setting up some netting. And that about does it for setting up the netting. We'll tighten up this corner a little bit. And there's a couple of places in this netting, like I've said in other videos, we've been pretty rough on this stuff. Man, the gnats are killing me this morning. I feel like I'm in South Georgia. Anyhow, so there's a couple places I'm gonna wanna go and fix, repair a little bit. But other than that, these were 2 pretty good pieces. We do have some pieces that are pretty torn up from dragging them through the woods and pigs escaping when the charger dies or something like that. If a charger's off and a pig hits it and he realizes it's not shocking him, he's going through that thing, and these holes ain't big enough for a pig, so they make them big enough. So a couple things fixed. Anyhow, we'll get the rest of the stuff moved over, and we'll talk about how we're going to move them over very patiently. All right, real quick before I let this get away, I got too many things going on. So basically what I've done is I've taken the netting and opened it up on this side where the 2 pieces meet. Ideally, when you do this, you'll have your other section of netting that's set up over there, and you'll set this up to where all 4 corners meet, and you can just open it up to each other. Didn't do that. Had a different thought for moving them last time, so it just didn't happen. But anyhow, so what I've done is I've taken some temporary posts and I flipped the fence up sideways and just opened this up. These are young, very, very young lambs, so we're gonna give them a whole lot of space and some patience, and we have set the trap. We've gotten to where we give them 1 scoop of feed a day for right now, just to kind of help supplement them. But look at them. Oh, look at them all of a sudden. Their interest is piqued. Sweet. Come on, guys. If they don't come now, which they're probably not, they're probably going to come up to it and be big scaredy cats and turn around and go the other way. But if they don't, we'll just keep after it. And always remember, when you do this, when they do come across, I would want to go way around and come in behind them to keep them pushed in this paddock so they don't try to dart back into the other one. But anyhow, we're just going to be patient, sit back and wait. They're showing a little interest, pretty fast actually. So we'll maybe see. It's a mental thing, right? That netting's been there and it's been shocking them. They can't see it. They can't figure out why. So even though the netting is up, they're not sure if they want to trust it or not. So back to the shade spot we go. We'll try again later. They're so funny. They keep circling right there and then they run back to the tree. It's like the tree's been their safety spot. They're gonna come across here in a minute. Oh, they're gonna move fast. This is gonna be a good group to be moving like this. I'm gonna give these guys some time. I'm gonna get out from over here and just let them do their thing, because once they all get over here and they're over here for, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, they're gonna get comfortable. They're gonna eat that feed and then they're gonna start grazing. And once they do that, I mean, I can easily come in behind them and just close it up and they'll be over here. I'll swap the charger out. The charger is right over there somewhere where you can't see it now. Anyhow, all I got to do is just swap the clip, literally. I didn't even have to move the charger this time. So that's how it's all set up right this minute, and we're just in the waiting game. I thought I was going to sneak over here behind them and catch them moved over. I was wrong. They ain't ready. Oh, somebody got brave. Somebody got brave, and now everybody's like, what are you doing over there? I'm just gonna stay back. You can hear them, they're like, hey man, what are you doing? And he's like, this is awesome. We'll see how this goes. And just like that, they're over there. So, what does a good farmer do? He leaves them alone, and they'll get used to it over there or whatever. They won't run back this way. But I think I am gonna go let the other fence down so they can't come back. I just won't close the other up just yet. So we've had these guys moved over here for about an hour, and it would appear that they've got it all figured out. So they wiped out the little bit of feed that I gave them, and they have been running all around here. They found their water, and now they have found their shade and their whatever we want to shelter, whatever we want to call that. So anyhow, success. I want to talk about real quick, and I'm going to get out of here. So sheep and goats, for some of you newer homesteaders out there that are just really learning and getting into it, they're a great place to start. They need a lot less space than say cows or horses or anything like that. You know, you can do a yard with a couple of different runs if you want to put up something permanent, or if you wanted to buy fencing like this, you could use it and move them all around. You could move them all through your backyard, your side yard, your front yard, up and down the side of your driveway, whatever you've got, you can move them all around. So they're just a good place to start, really good homesteading animals, and you can learn really quick how much you need, right? So if you raised 2 this year for freezer meat, and then you went through a year's worth of red meat and you're like, oh, 2 wasn't enough, maybe I need to do 3 this time. You learn, just like you do with your size of garden. How many rows of peas do I need to plant to have peas all year long? How many tomato plants do I need to plant to have sauce and stewed tomatoes and things like that all year long? So it's all a learning process, and it'll always be an adjustment. We had to make an adjustment here recently because all of our kids are grown and they're just about all moved out. So we don't need as much as we used to. But we're also finding out that the kids are coming home and shopping in our pantry because they miss the food that they were getting at home. So maybe we'll just keep up the production the way that we've been doing it for all these years and just keep on trucking with it. Anyhow, that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. If you don't mind, please go down and like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you'll see all the videos we put out. And we will see you on the next video.